Any idea that condenses into a slogan immediately becomes stupid if it wasn't already from the start, and for that very reason it fits so comfortably into that format. For years I have heard talk about slimming down the state. At first glance, it seems the natural logical response to the observation that Brazil's problems stem from civil society being very weak and the state very strong. So strong that it manages to subjugate the organizations of civil society. The PT, Workers' Party, would never have managed to concentrate so much power without the help of the OAB, Bar Association, the CNBB, National Conference of Bishops of Brazil, and thousands of NGOs that, born from spontaneous social initiatives, ended up turning into a kind of informal public service. People see this happening and exclaim, "Slim down the state." It sounds sensible, but there is a problem. Who will slim down the state? The state itself. Slimming down means privatizing. And to the extent that it privatizes, it creates a network of private complicities that extend the state's power, now anonymous, informal, and almost invisible, to the farthest corners of social life. Everything converges toward the historical constant described by Bertrand de Juvenal in his classic Du Pouvoir, Histoire naturelle de sa croissance. No matter what happens, no matter what their enemies do, the power of the state always grows. It grows when it centralizes, grows when it divides and disperses, grows when it acts, and when it ceases to act, grows awake and grows asleep. Current liberal analyses that repeat ad nauseam José Ortega y Gasset's warning cry, "The greatest danger, the state," are essentially right, but they err by imagining that the state's growing power is based mainly on material control mechanisms, like monopoly of physical force or the economy. The great strength of the modern state lies elsewhere, in something Hegel understood better than anyone. The state is the largest and most complex creation of human intelligence, the supreme incarnation of reason. Compared to the state organization, even the totality of existing sciences is just a jumble of opposing theories, squabbling factions, and irrational preferences. Each science can be very rational on its own ground, but there is no and cannot be an integral theoretical articulation, an internal and scientific organization of all sciences together. The only unifying principle of this set is administrative and bureaucratic in nature. It is the state. So much so that a scientific theory, no matter how many scientists endorse it, only acquires public authority as a universally recognized truth when it is absorbed by the state and incorporated into legislation. Above the scientific community, above the most learned public opinion one can imagine, the state is the supreme and final judge of all human knowledge. Against such an entity, the economists protest that liberal economics is more efficient than a state-controlled economy is in vain. Economics is just one science among others, and no science can ever override the set of all sciences, atop which shines reason incarnate in the state. Thus, the state becomes the ultimate judge of all human matters, and not only those marked by the juridical formal definition of its area of competence. The practical consequence is that even those who ardently wish to reduce the state's powers see no other way to do so except through the state itself, and their good intentions end up crushed by the machine of state rationality. Right now, in Brazil, when so many complain about the invasive and omnipotent communist PT state, they see no way to get rid of it except by parliamentary and judicial dispute, by reforming laws and institutions, and, in short, by acting within the state. With that, civil society becomes even weaker, more incapable of organizing and acting. This vicious circle will not be broken as long as the state's monopoly of reason is not unmasked. How to do that is a topic for a forthcoming article.